Ah, yes, brothers and yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Welcome, brothers and sisters. I see that many of you who have already logged on, waiting for us to get started. I love it. I love it. You're listening to yours truly, a song that I wrote entitled "So Glad I Can Be Myself." Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, family. Let's do it. Oh, it's so good to see you guys today. Yeah. We sing, well, I found out that I can beat myself, yeah, and I'm so glad, I'm so glad. Well, I found out that I can beat myself, and I'm so glad, I'm so glad. Yeah. Yes. Come on, sing with me. So glad I can be myself. It really is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. Yeah, I'm so glad I can be myself. Yes, I have peace because I don't have to be nobody else. It feels so nice to be free. Yeah, man. I can really be me. I'm so glad I can be myself. Yes. It sure is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. Come on, let's take it home now. Come on. Oh, yeah, y'all. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, brothers and sisters, I tell you, again, I love that song. That's from my latest recording. And man, so glad I can be myself. That's a wonderful thing, and what's most wonderful about it is I know myself. You can't be yourself until you know yourself. You grab what I'm saying? Welcome, brothers and sisters, to another Sunday online Njia Fellowship of the African Village and Cultural Center. I'm your brother, your friend, your teacher, Brother Ray Hagins. Hey, man, and I'm here, you're here, and that's a wonderful thing. I see the many of you who have logged in already. It's a wonderful thing. Our numbers are increasing every week, So listen, I got some great teaching today for you, and I'm thankful to the Almighty for the privilege of being able to share the truth with you, even through this medium. Well, let's open up with our fun song, okay, of one more time, God allowed us to come together one more time. So come on, let's say it like we mean it, okay? Many people went to sleep last night but didn't wake up today. So come on and say it like you mean it. Come on. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. One more time. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. Yeah. God allowed to come together. One more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together. One more. Wherever you are. One more time. One more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together. To praise his name. Just to praise his name. God allowed us to come together to praise his name. Praise his name. To praise his name. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together to sing our song. To sing our song. God allowed us to come together to sing our song. To sing our song, yes, to sing our song. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come. Now let's put those hands together. Come on. To clap our hands. To clap our hands. God allowed us to come together to clap our hands. To clap our hands. Yeah. To clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together. One more time. Just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. One more time. Yeah. One more time. Oh, Oh, God allowed us, yeah, to come together one more time. God allowed us, yeah, just to praise his name. God allowed us, yeah. You've been so good and kind. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes, he did. God allowed us, yeah. God allowed us to come together one more. Yeah, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time. And brothers and sisters, I pray that you don't take that for granted. Okay? I just received a message just before coming on the air. Minister Stewart called me to let me know that one of the children who were at the young man's party a few weeks ago, beautiful little girl, most beautiful braids, they found her and her mother deceased. Either today, last night, yesterday, whatever. They've been missing since Tuesday. You know, we can't take life for granted, family. Okay, here we are, man. Another day. You know, as the old mothers used to say, just another day the Lord has kept me. Yeah. Kept my mind, kept my body, kept my spirit. It's wonderful, man. You know, and again, family, I thank you for being with me today, being blessed to be alive to be with me. I pray that when you awakened today, that you sat up and you said, God, I thank you for allowing me to rise like Ra, to live again. Yeah. You didn't have to wake up, you know. But hey, we give God the praise. We give God the glory. Yeah. Well, let's open up with our honoring our ancestors. For if it had not been for their sacrifice, their life, their deeds, their legacy, and their contribution, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now. I'm able to sit here and teach. I'm able to sit in front of this camera and speak to you because of the life, deeds, and legacies of my ancestors. So I honor them today, and we lift our voices together as we do the oath to the ancestors. So come on and join in with me and the brothers, okay, as we lift our voices today and honor those who gave their lives for us. Come on, everybody, lift your voice with me. Oh, ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. Oh, ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. Oh, ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave sciences to the world. Our African ancestors, yes, who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave literature to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors, who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you. And we will not betray you. Ashe. Yebo. And now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor just a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us. Yes. We call forth their great African names and honor them. To Pharaohs Narmer, Zoja, Sneferu, yes. Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep, we say Ashe. To Queen Nitocris, Queen Sobek Neferu, Queen Ahotep, Queen Amos Nefertari, Queen King Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, Queen T, and Queen Nefertari II, we say Ashe. To Menkepen Ra Tahuti Mays, known as Thutmose III, Amenhotep III. Oh, we honor their African names today. Ursama Akra, Setepen Ra, Rametsu Meriamen, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu, we say Ashe. Yes. To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Nubia, Waset, Ethiopia, Kemet, Kenya, the Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West Al-Kibu land, we say Ashe. To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say Ashe. To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say Ashe. To Harriet Tubman, Ashe. Frederick Douglass, Ashe. Mary McLeod Bethune, Ashe. Nat Turner, Ashe. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ashe. Sojourner Truth, Ashe. Carter G. Woodson, Ashe. Booker T. Washington, Ashe. Dr. Charles Drew, Ashe. Noble Drew Ali, Ashe. Benjamin Banneker, Ashe. George Washington Carver, Ashe. Bishop Richard Allen, Ashe. Bishop Charles Harrison Mason, Ashe. Howard Thurman, Ashe. Mother Mahalia Jackson, Ashe. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Ashe. Benjamin E. May, Ashe. Langston Hughes, Ashe. Medgar Evers, Ashe. Paul Robeson, Ashe. Dr. Martin Luther King, Ashe. Malcolm X, Ashe. Thurgood Marshall, Ashe. Mother Clara Hale, Ashe. Adam Clayton Powell, Ashe. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Ashe. Dr. Amos Wilson, Ashe. Dr. John Henrik Clark, Ashe. Dr. John G. Johnson, Ashe. Dr. Shikanta Diop, Ashe. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Ashe. George G. Dr. Asa Hilliard, Patrice Lumumba, Ashe. Kwame Ture, Ashe. Kwame Nkrumah, Ashe. Dr. Khalid Muhammad, yes. Dr. Jacob Carruthers, Ashe. Dr. Ishaka Musa, Ashe. 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 To our mothers and fathers, Ashe. Our grandmothers and grandfathers, Ashe. To our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers, Ashe. Yes. Our brothers and sisters, Ashe. Sons and daughters, Ashe. Aunts and uncles, Ashe. Nieces, nephews, cousins, Ashe. All those who have gone ahead of us and have made their ancestral transition to their life, deeds, legacy, and contributions, we say Ashe. Again we say Ashe. Again we say Ashe. Yes. Join in with me now as we sing Allahu Akbar. Come on, everybody. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. Oh, yes, man. Alhamdulillah. That's Arabic. In English, it says these words. Listen. God is great, and he's worthy to be praised. Ah, yes. I say hallelujah. God is great, and he's worthy to be praised. Yes. I say hallelujah. Listen, so God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. God make us one. Yeah, we all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and they will say, you are with us. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, family. Allahu Akbar. God is great. Alhamdulillah, He's worthy to be praised. And the highest praise that we can give Him is the word Hallelujah, which means praise be to God. Hallelujah. Brothers and sisters, once again, welcome to the many of you who have logged on and joined us today. Some of you for the first time, I welcome you to another gathering online to our Njia Fellowship of the African Village. I'm Brother Ray Hagins, and family, I'm glad to have you with me today. Yeah. Oh man, listen, we're not gonna sing our national anthem today, okay? You know why? Because I want to get right to the teaching today. I've been noticing the comments. Y'all, listen, I appreciate your comments. I go back and I read them every week after the program is over. I go back and read the many compliments and the comments that have been made. And I thank you, brothers and sisters. Those words are so encouraging. You know, I also thank you for those of you who have made your donations. And of course, we're going to put a little later on the screen how to make your contributions to us. But before we even started today, my phone started dinging, right, with people who have made their contributions already, you know, and I thank you, brothers and sisters, for that. Yeah. Wow. Let's see. Minister Herndon made a note. She said, remind people that I will delete them for offensive remarks. Oh, yes, brothers and sisters. And she's only following my directives on that. So don't get an attitude with her if she ends up deleting you. And why do I say that? Because unfortunately, and let me just touch on this before I go into the teaching today. I don't know what it is about the ego in the male mind. I don't know what it is about that. You know, something about the male mind. We want people to know how much we know. Okay. And I can't knock you for that. You know, a lot of y'all suffer from a disorder called ego, which is an acronym actually for easing God out. Okay. And you suffer from this disorder. And you want to use other people's platform to get your message across. Don't do that here, okay? Don't do that. Making a comment is one thing, okay? If you disagree with what I'm saying, and you're entitled to that, all right? You can disagree with what I'm saying, but you can't argue with me not on my page. That's not going to happen, okay? We will delete and block you. If you're here to learn, good, okay? If you're here to debate, you're in the wrong place, brothers and sisters. I have to repeat what my teacher told me, Dr. John Henrik Clark. He said, I debate my equals. All others I teach. Okay? So I'm saying that to you as well. Okay? I only debate my equals, and then I don't do it on my platform. Okay? We can do it in private. Okay? Because I believe that you really want to learn. Okay? And if you're here just to be disruptive or divisive or whatever, you're in the wrong place. Okay, we're here to learn. That's what we're here for. I believe all of the people who are logged on here today are here to hear the teaching today and to get something out of it. Okay, and I plan on doing just that. I think it's wonderful. I'm so honored and humbled that the many of you, hundreds of you have logged on to hear what Brother Ray has to say. And I'm so honored by that, family. Okay. So having said that, let's get ready to get into the teaching here today. Okay. Let me pull up the teaching, see if I can get it up here. Come on, man. There we go. Okay. This computers, man, you know, they say to make a mistake is human, but to really foul things up requires a computer, you know. But yet we need them. So let's get into the teaching for today. Again, please forgive me for us not doing our national anthem today, but I want to get right to the teaching, okay? And I don't want to rush through it, okay? I don't want to rush through the teaching today. Before I get started, I want to do what I always do. I use this illustration, okay, before I start teaching. So make a circle like this with your fingertips, okay, if you will, and repeat after me. The space inside this circle represents my realm of knowledge. All that I think I know about whatever I think I know is represented right here within this circle. I must keep in mind that there is more to know than what is within the circumference of my awareness. Did you get that? Okay, for those of you who are not used to Brother Ray's teaching, I start my teachings off with that illustration to remind you that you are not omniscient. You don't know it all. I don't know it all. So as the teacher today, I'm going to say some stuff probably that may be outside of your circumference of awareness. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It simply means you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if it's a little hard for you to digest, make a note of it. Put it up on the shelf and come back later. Okay, yeah. Well, now, why do I do what I do? And I tell you this every week, brothers and sisters, so that you can be sure that you are on point with my assignment. I'm serious about that. One of the things that I've learned in this work is people come on board with their agenda of what they think I should be doing. Okay. And when people do that, I tell them that's what you should be doing, evidently. If that's your passion, that's what you should be doing. Okay. I'm doing my assignment. And what is my assignment? So that you'll know. My assignment, the reason why I came out of my mother's womb, my purpose for being on this planet is to begin the process of undoing and reversing ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines that have caused us as a people to adopt a belief system that has resulted in our loss of contact with what is real, our loss of contact with what is factual, our loss of contact with what is historical, and our loss of contact with what is spiritual. Okay, that's my assignment, to help return us back to the people that we are to be, that God made us to be. Okay, many of us are out of our minds because we've taken on other cultures, other belief systems, other philosophical perspectives and viewpoints that are alien to us. And I'm going to talk about that today. Okay, the subject that I want to teach on today, family, is removing the obstacles to your freedom. Removing the obstacles to your freedom. Another word for freedom is liberation. Okay, so you can say removing the obstacles to your liberation. Got me? Okay, let's deal with this today because it's very important, family, to understand and remember and follow me very well. I want to take my time and I don't want to rush, but I want you to get this message. Okay, it's very important to understand and remember that the sole reason, the whole sole entire reason for everything that we think, say, and do should be for the liberation or the salvation of our people. Okay? When I was growing up, I remember the most important question that I was asked growing up. And I was taught to ask this same question, and I asked it to many thousands of people. The question that I asked over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I asked people, are you saved? Okay, are you saved? That's what I would ask people. Are you saved? Okay, Yeah, that's what that was the question. And I did this, y'all. I mean, I asked this question every day to somebody until I was 40 years old. Because at the age of 40, that's when my eyes came open to the truth of our African story. You got what I'm saying? So for many years, till I was 40 years old, man, okay, I asked people that question. And I asked them that because of my, how can I describe this? My osmosis conviction. When I say osmosis, I mean because of the conviction that I acquired from my environment. You see what I'm saying? I asked people that question because I was raised to ask that question. I asked this same question to, as I said, thousands of people. However, what I meant was, and I want you to follow this well, what I meant was, when I asked that question, what I meant was, have you accepted the program of religious thought and indoctrination as it was taught to me? That's really what I was asking people. In other words, I was asking people, do you believe what I believe? Because if you believe what I believe, then you're all right. And that's really what I meant when I was asking people, are you saved? Now, follow this. In reality, it goes deeper than that. Because when I was asking people, are you saved? What I was asking them was, have you rejected the truth about your African self? You said, Brother Ray, how did you get to that? Well, follow what I'm saying. I was asking them, have you rejected the truth about your African self? But I couldn't put it in those words because I didn't know the truth about my African self. Okay? Really, what I was asking them is, are you willing to accept a myth that has been carefully fabricated and compiled by those who have oppressed us? Are you willing to accept a strategically designed lie that was fabricated, printed, and presented as what we have been made to believe is the word of God? Are you willing to accept that which is not you? That's really what I was asking people when I asked them, are you saved? What I was asking was, do you believe in the Europeanized version of philosophical anthropology? Just that one question, are you saved? I was really asking all these other questions to people. I was asking people, do you believe in the Europeanized version of philosophical anthropology, which is not based in truth at all? Follow this. What they taught us is not based in truth at all, but is in fact a created mythos to do two things. Number one, to supplement the facts of their existence, since they do not have a history beyond a little more than 6,000 years ago. That's right, people. So this whole story of Adam, okay, which actually is the Hebrew word Adama, which means mankind, not some dude in a garden, okay? And Eve, meaning the mother of life or the mother of living, not some woman in the garden, a so-called Garden of Eden. You follow what I'm saying? And we need to understand this, family, okay? They made up this stuff to supplement the facts of their existence, because the Adam story, the Adam of the Bible, is the beginning of their history. That's why if the Adam of the Bible was here with us right now, the oldest that he would be, if he had actually existed, would be about 7,000 years old. Okay, I can take you right now and show you grave sites of people who existed 15, 20, 25,000 years ago. Temples, tombs, and pyramids that date back millennia, thousands of years before any religious text came into existence. Okay, so you have to understand why they created this mythos. One, to supplement the facts of their existence, and two, to make them, the Caucasian, to make them culturally and racially superior to those who not only have a history, but for those people who have always been. Yes. You see, our people, known as the Hutu and the Twa, has a history that dates back to more than 450,000 years, brothers and sisters. Yes, more than 450,000 years. The Hutu and the Twa, their history can be traced back that far. This is one of the reasons, if you ever saw the movie Hotel Rwanda, this is one of the reasons why the United States government and the French government supplied these two nations with weapons to kill off each other, because their history literally eradicates the idea of the cultural supremacy of other races. Understand this, family. In fact, there was an author by the name of Godfrey Hagins, okay, a European author, explorer, and he wrote a book called Anacalypsis, and that's spelled Anacalypsis, Anacalypsis. Godfrey Hagins says in his book Anacalypsis, when he was asked about the Africans and how long did he think they had been here, Godfrey Hagins' word was, the Africans are a people who have always been. Instead of trying to date our existence. Brothers and sisters, understand how deep this goes. Understand how deep this goes, man. Okay? You're talking about a people who had charted the stars. Okay? Where we get astrology from, where we get astronomy from. Now understand how deep this goes. The movement of the heavenly bodies, the stars in the sky, right? They have one revolution every 25,000 years. What do you mean, Brother Ray? What I'm saying is, whatever position the stars are in the sky tonight, it will be 25,000 years before the stars come back to the same exact position again that they are in tonight. Got me? Now, if it takes 25,000 years for one stellar revolution, well, how many 25,000 years do you think it took the Africans to master the movement of the celestial bodies? How many revolutions did it take? Yeah, I'm sure it took more than 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. It took many revolutions for our people to study the movement of the stars and give us what we have today known as astronomy. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how long our people have been here. The world's first, what do you call these places where you study the stars? I can't call it. Okay, but the world's first, where we look up the rooftop of the temple of Hathor in Dendera, Egypt, is where the world's first, I can't call it, I can't think of that word, where you study the movement of the stars from. Okay, that's where it is, right there. And when I took people there and showed them, this is where the study of the stars began with our people. And you could actually see the ancient Kemetic Nile Valley version of the zodiac in the ceiling, right there in the temple of Dendera. Yeah, man, our people have a history that many of us don't know about, brothers and sisters. Yes, it was our ancient African ancestors from whom the truth was stolen. Grab what I'm saying here. It was our ancient African ancestors from whom the truth was stolen. It was our ancient African ancestors from whom the truth was copied and from whom the truth was plagiarized and then presented as theology. A theology that originated in the mind of a thief. Did you get what I just said? Yes, a theology that originated in the mind of a thief. That's what's been taught to us. And now I ask the same question that I've asked thousands of times in the past. Are you saved? But today I'm asking it within the context of the true meaning of the word saved. Okay? In the biblical text, the word saved in the Old Testament is the Hebrew word Yasha, spelled Y-A-S-H-A-W in English. In the New Testament, it is the Greek word sozo, spelled S-O-Z-O in English. Both words mean to be liberated, to be strengthened, and to be made to stand upright. Has nothing at all to do with going up in the sky when you die. Nothing like that. Has nothing to do with some concept of eternal life. Okay? That's where their theology has messed us up. To be saved simply means to be liberated, to be standing upright, to be strengthened. That's why I said we need to remove the obstacles to our freedom so that we can be saved within the context of the true original meaning of the word saved. If we would just be honest with ourselves, we would have to painfully confess that no, we as a people are not saved. And any African man, woman, boy, or girl who is still living and believing in the fabricated doctrines and teachings that were forced upon us by our oppressor is not saved either. They are, in fact, lost, undone, and not on their way to hell. They're already in hell. They're already in the hell of miseducation. They're already in the hell of racism. They're already in the hell of false hopes. They're already in the hell of living in fantasy. They're already in the hell of deception. They're already in the hell of low self-esteem. They're in the hell of idolatry, and they're in the hell of living on a dead-end street, emotionally and psychologically, because they're believing in something that has no life in it. Yes, brothers and sisters, you and many of our people have been blocked from the true peace, joy, happiness, righteousness, truth, harmony, and balance that you deserve. You've been blocked by the obstacles to your freedom. You've been blocked by the obstacles to your liberation. Because of the obstacles of your liberation, we are stuck in a state of deception and powerlessness, brothers and sisters. Understand me today. We have become so blinded by our own delusions of grandeur that we now see people who are not our friends. Grab what I'm saying. We now see people who are not our friends joining us in the so-called celebrations of liberation and worship to a God that has been presented to us by them. Hear what I'm saying today, y'all. And what we fail to understand is that if those people who are not our friends follow me, if those who are not our friends join in with us in our celebrations and worship, then this must mean that they see our celebrations and worship as a means of protecting their interest. Did you get what I just said? Let me say that to you again. If those people who are not our friends join in with us in our celebrations and worship, This means that they see our celebrations and worship as a means of protecting their own interests. Evidently, they see something in our religious practices. They see something in our rituals that works for them and against us. Understand this today. The practices that they gave us to carry out, okay, evidently benefits them because it's not benefiting us. Look at our condition in society. A people who, as we say in the oath to the ancestors, we say it right there in the oath to the ancestors, our ancestors who gave a civilization to the world, our people who gave the sciences to the world, mathematics, music, horticulture, agriculture. Our ancestors gave everything to the world, including God consciousness. How is it that a people who did all that are now so powerless? You see, brothers and sisters, understand something. If the people who are not our friends can celebrate our God consciousness and our spirituality along with us, then that means that our God consciousness and spirituality literally has no use to us in a revolutionary sense. Understand this. If your belief system does not make you a revolutionary, if what you say you believe does not make you a revolutionary and a change agent, then what you say you believe in don't mean squat. Those who are not our friends do not see our religiosity or our Christianity or our churchianity. Let me use that word, okay? Because most of you who think you're Christians, you're not Christians. You're churchians. You're good church folk. You're committed to church stuff. You're not committed to truth. You're committed to indoctrinations as a threat. You see, our churchianity is not a threat to their power. Our religious practices, our religiosity is not a threat to their power and control in the subjugation of our people. And if our religious celebrations and so-called God consciousness, and notice how I'm saying that, our so-called God consciousness, because a lot of us who say that we know God or have a consciousness of God, you don't have any idea what and who God or the Almighty or the Most High is. Because if you really knew who God is, you wouldn't be the kind of person you are. Okay, I don't want to offend anybody, so let me keep going here, okay? If our religious celebrations and so-called God consciousness is not a threat to those who are not our friends, then our celebrations, meaning our revivals and our conventions and our conferences and our workshops and our seminars, all of it is incorrect, and it's helping to maintain our state of deception and powerlessness if we're not a threat to our oppressors. Let me deal with some of the obstacles to your freedom, some of the obstacles to your liberation. The first and foremost obstacle, you may want to write these down. The first and foremost obstacle to African liberation, to your freedom as an African, the first and foremost obstacle is the belief in white Euro-Gentile mythology and religious thought. Did you get that? I'm not biting my tongue today, doggone it, on this. Understand something. The first and foremost obstacle in the minds of African people is the belief in white Euro-Gentile mythology and religious thought. In the absence of the knowledge of our African story and spirituality. Get that? In the absence of the knowledge. Let me say that again. I want that to sink in. In the absence of the knowledge, in the absence of the knowledge, in the absence of the knowledge of our African story and spirituality, we have accepted the hallucinations of European theology. Follow this, family. You see, when you remove a person's capacity to see, when you remove a person's capacity to feel or to hear and touch that which is real or true, very peculiar and strange things begins to happen to the mind of that individual or to the minds of those people. You understand what I'm saying? Hallucinations begin to occur, and proper orientation is lost. I see so many of our people who are living hallucinations, and you think they are moves of God. Hallucinations, because you've taken on their belief system, you've taken on their indoctrinations, got you believing in angels and demons. Oh, come on here. Africans don't teach angels and demons. That's Roman Catholicism, damn it. Get that stuff out of your head. We don't deal with angels, we deal with our ancestors. And demons, the biggest demon that you have to deal with is you. Shucks. The stuff that's been put in your own mind, causing you to have egregores and experiences of that emanate from your hallucinations, from a religious system that was given to you, that's not us. You see, hallucinations start happening in your life, and then you lose contact with reality. You lose contact with what is the truth. The person or the people going through this become imbalanced because the information or the truth that normally maintains mental or spiritual equilibrium is absent. Oh man, write that down. I must maintain spiritual equilibrium. Ooh, I must maintain spiritual equilibrium. The reason why a lot of you are suffering spiritual imbalance is because you've taken on a belief system that's not natural for you. You see, this is what happens when we are asleep. When we're asleep, the mind creates its own reality. When you're asleep, the mind creates its own movie. When you're asleep, you watch this movie that your own mind created throughout the night. The problem with this sleep state that I call, and you call it, dreaming, is that we often don't realize that we're in an unreal world until after we wake up. Man, I'm so glad I woke up. I'm so glad that the ancestors reached down and rescued me and awakened me. So, brothers and sisters, we must understand. Follow this today. We must understand, hear me well. We must understand that the principal function of the Euro-Gentile religion and doctrines that our oppressors forced upon us is to separate us from the reality of ourselves and the ramifications of our spirituality. Are you with me? Do you hear me? We must understand that the principal function of the Euro-Gentile religion that was forced on us, the doctrines that our oppressors forced upon us, the principal function of that is to separate us, African people, from the reality of ourselves. We are a great people. We're not sinners. We weren't born in sin. We didn't come out of our mother's womb with the need of a redeemer. Come on, people. That was forced on us. That is the indoctrination of Roman Catholic bishops. The Council of Carthage, where they came up with the doctrine of original sin. Roman Catholic bishops created that whole thing. Oh, man. Brothers and sisters, the only way, hear me, doggone it, hear me today, man. The only way that a people who are less than 10% of the world's population can rule and control the 90% of the world's population is by lying, deceiving, and forcing them to believe the lies. And the only way, here's the flip side of that now, okay? And the only way, hear me, man, the only way that we can be in the condition that we are in as a people is if we believe the lies, if we welcome the deceit, and if we submit to their force. Write that down. The reason why our people are in the condition that they are in, because we've done three things. One, we believe the lies that our oppressor gave to us. Two, we welcomed the deceit that they presented to us. And three, we submitted to the force that they put on us to accept their indoctrination. That's why we are in the condition we're in. And in order for us to rescue ourselves from the condition that we're in, we're going to have to change that. Okay, we're gonna have to change it. We're gonna have to eradicate the lies. That's my assignment. That's why I am what's called a ma'akaru. A ma'akaru is a teacher of truth. That's why my spiritual name is Sa-Ra Ankotep Ma'akaru Satepenra, which means a son of God who has been chosen by God to be a teacher of truth, bringing life and peace. The only way to rescue ourselves, the only way is to stop believing the lies, eradicate those lies, okay? Oh my God. Stop welcoming the deceit that they're giving to us and stop submitting ourselves to the force that they're putting on us through fear and mind manipulation. Got you afraid that you're going to hell if you don't accept what Roman Catholic bishops wrote. Come on, brothers and sisters. Our mentality has been reversed and our behavior made backwards because we've taken the lie for the truth and the truth for the lie. Oh my goodness, man. A minority in the world can only rule the majority by making backwards the mentality of the majority. Did that make sense to you? Let me say it again. The minority of the world can only rule the majority of the world by making backwards the mentality of the majority. And this is done by reversing the truth, which is what they've done. This is done by creating lies and getting the majority to believe the lies that our oppressors created. The obstacle of European thought that has been placed so forcefully in our African minds. Oh my God, it's been placed there so forcefully, brothers and sisters, that we literally supply the lie while looking at the truth. Check out that psychosis, man. We supply the lie while looking at the truth, while hearing the truth. For example, I remember sharing with a pastor, right? He said, Brother Ray, help me understand, what you're talking about, man. So I took the time to bring up my PowerPoint presentation of my, my trips to Egypt. And a lot of the pictures that I had taken, just going through pictures with him and explaining the reliefs on the walls of the temples, tombs, and pyramids of Egypt. And I came to the relief that's right there in the temple of Seti the First in Abydos. There, in the temple of Seti the First in Abydos, you see the relief inscribed in stone of the Immaculate Conception and Virgin Birth of the original virgin-born Christ child, known as Heru, which the Greeks called Horus. Right there in stone. I'm showing this brother. I'm showing him this, and he's looking right at it. And that dude had the unmitigated audacity to say to me, well, Doc, you know what that really is, right? I said, what do you think it is, man? He said, that was God's way of revealing to them in the past what was going to come in the future. Talking about that was a depiction in stone, a prophetic depiction in stone of the virgin birth of Jesus Christ. After taking all that time and showing his brother all this evidence, that's what his brain did. His brain proceeded to hold on to the lie that he had been believing all of his life. His brain decided, oh my goodness, to supply the lie while looking at the truth. So many of us do that. Another obstacle to African liberation is a lack of the knowledge of the truth. That is another obstacle to your freedom. Oh yeah, that's another obstacle to your freedom, a lack of the knowledge of the truth. There's a verse in the Bible in the book of John, the 8th chapter, verse 32. It says these words, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Okay? Now understand, that didn't come from the Bible either. That came from the pyramid of Teti, not Seti, the pyramid of Teti I, Teti the First, right there in Saqqara, Egypt. Okay, if you go into his pyramid, you'll see, and it's a little small pyramid. If you go inside his pyramid, you'll see it inscribed in stone. Of course, we need a translator for you because it's in what's called the Meduneta, or what the Greeks called hieroglyphs, okay, or the sacred carvings. It says, and you will know the truth, and the truth, I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong, and you will know the truth and become free thereby. They copied it, put it in the biblical text, and made it say, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Brothers and sisters, please understand that the knowledge of the truth literally threatens those. The knowledge of the truth literally threatens those who wish to imprison our minds and keep us dominated. The injection of Euro-Gentile religious and philosophical thought into the minds is a way of suppressing and repressing the truth within our own minds. And when I say suppressing, I mean the tactic that they gave to us. They gave us lies to suppress the truth. And then as a result of believing those lies, we turn around and repress our own suppression. Therefore, as long as we continue, brothers and sisters, to listen to believe in, and defend, that's what gets me, man. Not only do we listen to what our oppressor taught us, I should say forced upon us, not taught us. Not only do we listen to it, not only do we believe in what our oppressor forced upon us, but we turn around and defend what our oppressor has taught us. As long as we continue to do that, brothers and sisters, we will not be free. Can I get an ashe? Y'all will have to type it in the chat room there. Ashe, and by the way, it's spelled A-S-E accent. Some people spell it A-S-H-A-Y because that's the phonetic pronunciation, but it's actually spelled A-S-E accent, ashe. Okay, did you get what I said? I don't want you to miss it. As long as we continue to listen to believe in, and defend, the Almighty has sent teachers, our scholars. Oh my goodness. Whew, the Almighty has been kind enough, gracious enough, merciful enough to send to us our own people to teach us. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. John Henrik Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson. We call these names in our ancestral roll call. Dr. Sheikh Abdul-Jab. Okay? Dr. Asa Hilliard. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Dr. John G. Jackson. Oh my goodness, Dr. George G.M. James. All of these great African scholars, the Almighty sent them to us to give us the truth. And we want to ignore them. Your brother, Ray Hagins. We want to ignore the teacher to defend what the liars fabricated and forced upon us. The result that we're dealing with now, y'all, is we don't know ourselves. We don't know ourselves, and we will continue to be a puzzle to ourselves. Have you ever heard any of our people ever say, I don't understand us. I just don't understand us. I've said that years ago. I don't understand us. I understand us now. I understand that we are lacking in the awareness of the truth. And when you don't know the truth, oh my goodness, understand, brothers and sisters, you will continue to be a puzzle to yourself. And other people will continue to be a puzzle to you. And you'll continue to assume the wrong identity. And you will identify yourself with your enemy. Did you hear what I just said? You will identify yourself with your enemy. If you do not know who you are, brothers and sisters, then you will become whomever somebody else tells you you are. Understand what I'm saying. If you don't know who you are, you will become whatever or whoever somebody else tells you that you are. Let me deal with another obstacle to your freedom, to your African liberation. Another obstacle to your freedom is the removal of the knowledge of your past. You don't know your African story. We as a people in mass don't know our African story. You see, when a person is cut off from their past, then they don't have any certainty of their present. And without a certainty of your present, you cannot determine a direction for your future. I just heard somebody say, ooh, say that again. I'll say it again. When a person is cut off from their past, okay, when you are cut off from your past, you don't have any certainty for your present. And consequently, you cannot determine a direction for your future. The truth of our story, brothers and sisters, the truth of the history of our spirituality not being taught to us correctly ensures that our potential will forever be undeveloped as a people until we change that. Did you get what I said? The truth of the history of our spirituality. I didn't say our religion. The truth, we're not a religious people. We're a spiritual people. We're not into religion. We're into spirituality. We're not theological people. We're theosophical people. And for those who don't know the difference, if you're a new listener, theology comes from two words, theos and alogio. Theos, God, alogio, the study of. When you put the two words together, you have what's called the study of God. How can a finite mind study an infinite being? We're not theological, we are theosophical. Two words, theos and Sophia. Theos meaning God, Sophia meaning wisdom. So if you're a theosophical person, that means that you live by what is called the wisdom of God in you. Mm, mm, mm. So understand, brothers and sisters, the truth of the history of our spirituality not being taught to us correctly literally ensures that our potential will be forever undeveloped as a people, and we will fail to challenge those who rule over us psychologically, and we will be spiritually impotent. As I see so many of my people. Let me rush on, man, because my time is getting out of here. Another obstacle to our African liberation or your freedom. Another obstacle is something that I refer to as Negrohood. Yeah, Negrohood, that's right. Instead of developing into womanhood or instead of developing into manhood, many of our people develop into Negrohood. Yeah, you can write it down. You can use it. I don't care. You know, listen, a lot of people get an attitude when you don't give them credit for quoting them. You don't have to give me credit for what I'm saying. When we came out of our mother's womb, all of us were goose eggs. Everything that I'm saying, I got it from somebody, either my research or from listening to somebody teach. Okay? So understand what I'm saying. Instead of developing into manhood or womanhood, our people en masse are developing into Negrohood. I grieve, brothers and sisters, over the masses of my Black African brothers and sisters who suffer from ethnological amnesia. Ethnological amnesia. And too many of our people, follow what I'm saying, too many of our people know math. They have excelled in math, but they have not excelled in knowing their history. Too many of our people know computer science, but they don't know their history. Too many of our people know English literature and composition, but they don't know our history. Too many of our people know theology. Too many of our people know ecclesiology or bibliology, but we don't know our history. Brothers and sisters, we got so much work to do. You know why? Because when you don't know your history, because of what I refer to as alienated knowledge, then you forget your connectedness with your people. Grab what I'm saying. In fact, I can't hear you, but I'm going to ask you to say something or repeat something after me. Right where you are, just say it out loud. Here, repeat this, please. Say this. Alienated knowledge is only useful to aliens. Woo! Hey, that'll preach right there. Alienated knowledge is only useful to aliens, man. And the only way that you can be of use to aliens is to be disconnected from your own people. And so many of us are. Alienated knowledge will not work for you. Alienated knowledge definitely did not work for me. That's why I wrote the song, So Glad I Can Be Myself. It really is good to know I don't have to be an alien. I'm an African man. Whew. Alien knowledge ain't gonna work for you. I'm telling you straight up. Reverend, pastor, bishop, prophet, apostle, alienated knowledge is not gonna work for us, family. And it's deep because as time goes on, I'm seeing more and more of our people awaken. And I'm seeing more and more of our churches and pastors stressing out, and they're worried. Blood pressure going up because they're losing their support. And believe me, they're losing their support because of the awakening that's taking place, more so than COVID-19. Alienated knowledge is not going to work for you. It's not going to work for your people. It's not going to work for our people. Alienated knowledge is the cause of improper preaching. Alienated knowledge is the cause for improper praying. Alienated knowledge is the cause of improper praise. In other words, brothers and sisters, those of you who have degrees, master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, post-grad degrees. You got degrees and alienated knowledge. You are out of your damned mind. Oh, man. Alienated knowledge is why we can get degrees in business administration and yet not build any businesses. Alienated knowledge is why we can be the CEO of Xerox or the CEO of BET or the CEO of the NAACP. And when I say the NAACP, I mean the white-owned organization that y'all think is a black organization because it says National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Y'all, that organization was started by Jews. It was run by Jews, and it's still run by Jews. They just put a black face out front. So you think it's a black-run organization. No. Understand this. You can be the CEO of the Urban League and yet not build our own companies and organizations. So brothers and sisters, we must Sankofa. We must return to our past, a knowledge of ourselves and a knowledge of the truth, and secure that knowledge. Now, how can we secure that knowledge? Brothers and sisters, hear this point as I close. The only way that we can secure the knowledge that I'm talking about is seeing to it that this knowledge becomes in the minds of our children. We must see to it that our children become receptacles of this knowledge. Don't let our oncoming generations grow up with the lies that we grew up with. Please don't let the young people grow up with the lies that we grew up with. That's our hope. That's our future. That's our power. That's what our oppressor is afraid of. Our oppressor is afraid that our offspring is going to rise up and experience their liberation and their empowerment through the knowledge of the truth of our story. Once we find out how they strategically removed our story from us, once we realize that and return ourselves to the power of the truth of ourselves, there will be no stopping us. Like McFadden and Whitehead said, there ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Yeah. Brothers and sisters, I pray that the teaching today was worth something in your life. I pray that the teaching today will transform you. Okay? I pray that the teaching today will open your eyes, man, and help you to remove the obstacles to your freedom. You can be free. That verse rings true, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Now, mind you something, it's not the truth that makes you free. It's the knowledge of the truth that makes you free. That's why it says, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Or I should say, the knowledge of the truth will make you free. Okay? Yeah. Brothers and sisters, I invite you to become a part of my mission. Okay? I know many of you out there have your own assignment, but I would love for you to become a part of my assignment and help me reach the world. Yeah, help me do that. Now, how can you help me do that? By sharing the teaching. You might not be a teacher. You might not have been blessed with the gift of being an orator or a teacher, one who explains and makes things plain. Okay? You may not be a public speaker. You may be, in fact, you might be a recluse, one who kind of stays to themselves. You may be an introvert, but what you can do is you can share this video. You can create a watch party. Okay? Share this link. Go to my YouTube page and share it on your page, on your Facebook page. Yeah, or share this page, this Facebook page if you're on Facebook. Okay? Share the teaching. Help me reach the world, brothers and sisters. That's how our numbers increase. Okay? I also invite you to log on and listen to Black Liberation Radio on our website, WBLR.com or theafricanvillage.org or drrayhagins.com. All three addresses take you to the same site. Go there to WBLR.com, Black Liberation Webcasting Network. Okay? And on the left side of the page, click on the link that says, listen to the 24-hour stream. Okay? There's a link that says 24/7. Click that link and you'll hear me teaching 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's right, family. The Almighty blessed us to start our own radio station. Okay? Back in 2000. Yep, the first Sunday in October of 2000, we started our own radio station, online radio station. And we've been doing it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week ever since. And lives all over the world. I see your comments from the motherland, the comments from South Africa, comments from South America, comments from military bases around the world. I see your comments. You know, those of you who are new, when you make your comment, let me know where you're listening from or watching this from. Okay? So I can see how far our reach is. So help me reach the world with the message of African liberation. I also invite you to listen to Q&A with Dr. Ray every Wednesday night on the same website, okay? Q&A with Dr. Ray every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central Time, so on. All right? I also invite you to subscribe to my YouTube and Periscope channels. All right? Subscribe to them. All right? And I also invite you to donate to help us with our expenses here. Okay? Take them on. And by the way, again, as I noticed, people started donating, man, before we even went live. My phone started dinging, and I thank you for that. And also, again, thank you for those of you who even still made your contributions to help out Elder Ari Williams and the children. Okay, so make your donation, brothers and sisters. I just put there on the screen how to make your donation. Okay, through PayPal. If you're making your donation to PayPal, there's the address, africanvillage1@aol.com. If you're making your donation through Cash App, there's the Cash App link. Okay, # Dr. Ray Hagins. And you see how my name is spelled, 1 G, not 2. Okay, no period after the DR. # Dr. Ray Hagins. Or if you want to make your donation through Zelle, you can do that as well. Okay, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. However you want to make your donation, brothers and sisters, we welcome it. Okay, if you want to mail in your donation, the address to the African Village is not on the screen. So Minister Herndon, if you're with us today, I didn't see your notation, but if you're with us, just put the address of the African Village there. Okay, and if not, we'll try to be sure we have a way to put that there next week. All right. Thank you, Minister Herndon. I was trying to think of the word earlier. The word is observatory. Thank you so much for sending that to me. Okay, the world's first observatory is right there in Kemet and at the temple, at the Dendera Temple. Okay, Temple of Hathor in Dendera. You can see where the world's first observatory was and the steps that lead up to it, where they got the idea of climbing the stairway to heaven came from. Okay, it's so much for us to learn, and I'm here to let you experience that wonderful, wonderful thing in your life of learning. And I'm honored to be your teacher. I'm so honored, family. I'm so honored, and I'm humbled. And what humbles me even more is the fact that you take the time. Look at, I mean, man, we look at it. We have, according to the screen here, we have over 800 viewers already Just who tuned in today, okay? And more will listen through the week as they go back and listen to it. All right? Our numbers, we're reaching thousands every week, and that's because of you, okay? Share this message. Now, I asked you to make a donation, okay? And I asked you to make a donation, brothers and sisters, because even though we don't do this to make money, we don't do this for money, we need money to do this. Okay, so make a donation today. Whatever the Creator lays on your heart to give. All right? Make a donation. Yeah. Because I'm going to keep teaching one way or another. Okay? One way or another. I remember when I was becoming ordained, I went before the ordination board at the denomination I used to belong to. And one of the bishops asked me, Minister Hagins, what are you going to do if we decide not to grant you your ordination? I said, I'm going to keep doing what I do because y'all didn't call me to this assignment, you know? And I that's been my mantra, man, okay? If people decide they don't want to support what I'm doing, I didn't do this to start making money. I did this because I promised God that if I could be provided with an avenue to reach the masses, I would do it faithfully, you know? And look at the masses, look at the listeners, look at the viewers. So I'm honored today. Family, I thank you. My time is up. It's time for us to get out of here. But I thank you for, again, being with us today. I mer you. Now, you said, Brother Ray, what's that for the new listeners? The word mer, M-E-R, is the Nile Valley word or the ancient Kemetic term for the English word love. Okay? I use the word mer because it has a different connotation than the English word love does. See, the word mer is symbolized by a hoe, the device that is used to till the soil. You follow me? Okay? The symbol of mer is a hoe, which means I love you in a manner that my energy is used to cultivate you and make you a better person. That's what I mean when I say I mer you. I want to use my time, my life, my energy to cultivate you into being a better man, a better woman, a better boy, a better girl, that your life will become more productive and fruitful. I mer you for that purpose, okay? Family, I've enjoyed teaching you today, okay? And I'm inviting you to come on and join in with me as we close out with our fun song, The African in Me Loves the African in You. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do because you're easy to love, okay? Come on, sing it with me. If you want to stand up, you can do that. Oh, yeah. If you want to sit down like I am and dance, because I can dance sitting down. I can't dance standing up, though, okay? Come on, everybody. Lift your voice with me and say, the African in me loves the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. Come on. The African in me loves the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, because you're easy. You're easy. Easy to love. Yeah. You're easy to love. The African in me, come on. The African in me. Love the African in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, because you're easy. You're easy. Yeah, easy to love. Oh, yes, family. How about the power in me? Love the power in you. Come on. The power in me. Love the power in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do, because you're easy. Yeah, 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 you're easy. Oh yeah, easy to love. Easy to love. Yeah. How about the beauty? The beauty in me. Love the beauty in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. Cause you're easy. Yeah, 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 you're easy. You're so easy to love. Yeah. You're easy to love. The spirit in me. Come on. The spirit in me. Love the spirit in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. Cause you're easy. Yeah, 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 you're easy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 you're easy to love. Oh, yeah. Let's do the principles of my art. The truth in me. The truth that's in me. Love the truth that's in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. Cause you're easy. You're so easy. Easy to love. The justice in me loves the justice in you. Come on, everybody. The justice in me. Love the justice in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're easy. Oh yeah, you're easy to love. You're easy to love. How about the righteousness in me? The righteousness in me. Love the righteousness in you. When we come together, there ain't nothing we can't do. Cause you're easy. Yeah, you're easy. Oh, you're easy to love. Brothers and sisters, I have enjoyed being with you today. I hope you learned something. Share it. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. Okay? That's how we reach the world. Yeah. I'm you guys. Thank you for being with me today. Until next week, you guys stay safe. Stay strong. Okay? Keep that immune system strong, man. Remember, 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C, right? Okay? Did it again. 50 milligrams of vitamin D3, okay? Preferably with K2 in it. And 50 milligrams or 50 international units of zinc, okay? Take it every day. Keep that immune system strong. Yeah, all right? Stay strong, family, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, peace. Easy to love. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.